Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming this presentation. The Honorable Ms. Suharni MPD as the supervisor in this course. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nurul Septiani from STK IPP Sumatera Barat, and I would like to say thanks for the opportunity that has been given for me to present my examination. The title is The Effect of Community Language Learning Strategy to Student Speaking Skill. Okay, let's start it. Well, we come to the introduction. Speaking is good skill in English learning, especially to English foreign language. All of school use language, social, art, and other need to speak up. It is needed in every level of field of study, particularly in this case when students have to speak in English material for their own special subject. And also speaking is useful to communicate with other people to share information. According to the researchers' experience, speaking is the most difficult part for the student. Many of them are still incapable to use English orally. Many students always feel insecure and afraid of making mistakes when speaking English. This fear and discomfort can be caused by improper strategy used by the teacher. In fact, many teachers use inappropriate method of teaching speaking skill. They use teaching strategies that make students feel insecure, stressed out, and afraid of making mistakes. In order to speak English well, students must feel comfortable and confident in practice their English. By feeling comfortable and confident, students will not be afraid to make mistakes when speaking English. So, the researchers are very interested in choosing the community language learning strategy. With this strategy, it is expected that student interest in obtaining new views and the emergence of personal awareness can stimulate increased speaking skill in addition to strengthening relationship with other people. Next, formulation of the problem in this research is there any effect of using community language learning to student speaking skill at SMP Negeri 1 Mandau? And the research hypothesis that community language learning gives significant effect to students' speaking skill at SMP Negeri 1 Mandau. And the aim of the research is to find out the effect of community language learning student speaking skill at SMP Negeri 1 Mandau. This research is very important because it will give some contribution and carry out for the following benefits. First, to provide some information to the teacher about technique and method to improve student speaking skill. And second is to attract student participation that study English is enjoyable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we come to a review of literature. First is definition of speaking skill. Speaking is a process of building and sharing meaning by the use of verbal and nonverbal signal in many different contexts. And next is teaching speaking. There are 5 principles of teaching speaking. First, be aware of the differences between second language and foreign language. Second is give students practice with both fluency and accuracy. Third is provide opportunities for students to talk by using group work or pair work and limiting teacher talk. And fourth is plan speaking tasks that involve negotiation for meaning. And the last is design classroom activities that involve guidance and practice in both transactional and interactional. Next is basic types of teaching speaking. First is imitative, intensive, responsive, interactive, and the last is extensive. Okay, next is CLL. CLL or Community Language Learning is language teaching approach in which students work together to develop one aspect of the language they would like to learn. Next is procedure of teaching community language learning. First is tape recording student conversation. Second is transcription. Third is reflection on experience. Fourth is reflective listening. Fifth is self-correction, and last is small group tasks. Next is advantage of community language learning. First is the counselor allows the learners to determine types of conversation and to analyze the language inductively. Second is the student-centered nature of the method can provide extrinsic motivation. And third is cooperate student with the other student in learning a foreign language. Fourth is increase student self-confidence in learning target language. And the last is students feel free to express what they want to say from their language into target language. Okay, we come to related finding. First is Halima 2019. The title of this research is Boosting Students' Speaking Ability Through Community Language Learning. And second is Puspita Sari 2011. The title is The Effectiveness of Using Community Language Learning or CLL to Improve Student Mastery of Speaking Skill for Transactional Conversation. And based on these two findings, we can conclude that the community language learning strategy is effective for improving students' speaking skill. Okay, we come to conceptual framework. There are two variables used in this research. They are variable X and variable Y. The using of community language learning is as variable X that gives the effect on students' speaking skill as a variable Y. Variable X, or teaching procedure in using community language learning, that is, students work together in group and teacher give tests. Based on procedure, it is expected that CLL in teaching speaking significantly improves students' speaking skill. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we come to methodology of the research. The type of the research is experimental research. The researcher uses the design of the pre-test and post-test in one group. This study was conducted at SMP Negeri 1 Mandau. The population of this study will be carried out at 7th grade of SMP Negeri 1 Mandau in academic year 2020 and 2021. The sample of this research is 7th grade student of SMP Negeri 1 Mandau. And next is instrument of data collection. The instrument that the researcher used in this research are oral tests and the technique of collecting data. The tests are formed in two parts. They are a pre-test and post-test. And next is data analysis. As mentioned in the research instrument, there are pre-test and post-test as the way to collect the data. The result of the pre-test and post-test of the student are recorded and used to improve speaking skill. The analysis itself can be separated from the problem of the research since the result of the analysis are used to answer the problem. An oral proficiency scoring category is grammar, vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, and pronunciation. Well, the Honorable, the lecturer of this course, Ms. Suharni MPD, I think that's all of my presentation today. Thank you for great attention for all of you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.